Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about life tracks and pendulums, and this is from Vadeem, Zeeland. He's the author from his book, and actually I'm just expanding on something I saw David Marsilio, a YouTuber, talk about, and I like the way he described life tracks, and I'm just going to expand on it a little bit on how you can change the track with your experience. So life tracks are basically like we go through life, we have our experiences, and it's the way we respond or react to experiences. How do we receive the experiences that we have? So generally, are you more like the experiences that you have, like let's say you get cut off in traffic. How are you going to respond to that experience? Are you going to give empathy to that person? Just be like, you know what? Maybe they just had a bad day. Are you going to try and understand why they would cut you off or had road rage? Or are you going to go into the low vibe track and get just as pissed off and mirror that person that cut you off? Or I saw this yesterday actually. Are you gonna, if someone cuts you off, even if it's by mistake, are you gonna turn around and start trying to get them off the road and give them more road rage and mirror back what they're giving you? Which life track, how are you gonna respond to your experiences? And these are your life track. So there's like the high vibrational, more kind of forgiveness, understanding, deal with it with peace. Then you have your low vibrational where there's like fear, anger, that kind of emotion. So pendulums. So these are life tracks here. This is you. And this I just drew as a different, another person because I'm going to talk about relationships. So pendulums are pendulums are basically like energy vortexes that you can't see that will often pull you into a negative without you knowing. So an example is like a fear example, or riots. Let's say, like, how are riots started? Usually what happens is there's a thought, there's an idea that gets a little bit of traction. So it's like a pendulum, right? So it's like a pendulum, and then it gets a little bit of attraction. So let's say, I don't know if you can see that. So there's your pendulum. Can you see that? And the pendulum, let's say through social media, gets a little bit of traction onto the negative side. So people are going to start protesting, and they're going to start doing things that are aggressive. So now what's happened is this pendulum, which is in the middle, which has started from an idea, from a thought. This pendulum, if you're thinking you're going to go start a protest or whatever it may be, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. But the pendulum starts getting some sway from the attention. And the sway that it gets could be towards the negative side, possibly. And what happens is once these ideas start getting traction, more and more people will hook into them without even knowing. That's what a pendulum does. It's invisible, and it'll hook you often into a thought that you're following because it's maybe trending on social media, or it's just what people are doing. So you may get hooked into a negative pendulum without even knowing. So now let's talk about life tracks and pendulums in relationships, okay? So let's say this is you and this is your partner. You are having a super good day, and you're trying to practice spirituality, you're opening up your sixth sense, and you're really taking negative experiences, but you're changing them and you're looking at an alternate reality of the experience, which is a positive experience. So what you're doing is you're consciously changing any low vibe that you may have into high vibe. Okay, so let's say you're having a super good day and you're in high vibe energy, you're in a positive pendulum, and you're just like emitting and radiating good thought. So here we go, okay? It's all, you're high vibe, you're happy, you're good, you're having a great day. And then you get home from your day of work or whatever, and you experience your partner or your children, doesn't matter, okay? They have had a horrible day. Maybe the pendulum at their work is a low vibe. Maybe their office has very low energy and they've hooked into the pendulum at work and come home with this low vibration, and they really have nothing nice to say to you. So let's say they are experiencing that low vibrational life track. So they get home, you're high vibe, they're low vibe. This is your experience between the two tracks. Okay? So how is this experience going to affect you? How is it going to affect you? Has this shifted your track from high vibe to middle, or even pissed off, like now you're low vibe because now you have fallen into the pendulum that your husband brought home or wife brought home? So now if you're in their pendulum and their negativity and come down here to low vibe, this pendulum, the energy of a pendulum, is really difficult to release. But how can you release it? And this is my opinion. This is what I have done. Just knowing now about life tracks and pendulums, here's what I did. And it feels so good to do this. So what you need to know is if you're experiencing high vibe and then you're with a person who constantly is up and down, maybe moody, and gets into these low vibe pendulums quickly, instead of letting it affect you, which is what most of us do, because we'll take on their energy, we'll start blaming ourselves, like, what did I do? But it's not about you, it's the pendulum and they're in it. It's about them. So the best way to deal with these pendulums and to make their energy obsolete and just to go away, so you can balance this pendulum in the middle again, because once you balance this pendulum in the middle, that's when it's recognized, acknowledged, destroyed, and you can go into the high vibe state that you want to be at again. How do you do this? What you do is you take this experience, you know it's a pendulum now, okay? You take this experience, you open up your heart chakra, and you start sending this person in their low vibrational state, doesn't matter, you start sending them love and green and pink light energy. When you can still hold your vibration, now you have the knowledge of the pendulum, and give them this heart chakra love and light, the effect on you of this pendulum is nothing. And you're once again, what happens is, then you're once again at your high vibe state. And what happens here is you'll actually, through your love and light, begin to dissolve their low vibe state. And this, my friends, is unconditional love. When you don't hook into a pendulum, into anybody else's energy, but yet you feed them that positive love and light energy. You not only destroy a pendulum, you get stronger. You're accepting that I'm a love and light person and I'm giving it, and you get more love and light. And you're shielded from the negativity. Love you guys.